Right, this is a quick walk around video, and this is for a Honda CR-V 2.2 EX diesel, 58 plate as you can see here. A couple of nice options fitted to this car. It's got the side steps, upgraded Honda alloys, and a high level rear spoiler at the back there. Just to go around the car for you, lovely condition this car. All the lights and lenses completely clear and intact. Front bumper's very clean indeed. Any marks are very minor indeed, just tiniest amount of stone chipping. Likewise, bonnet of the car incredibly clean, hardly a mark or stone chip on there. I'm sure there will be if you look really hard indeed. And then near side of the vehicle, pretty much mirror smooth in the panel look, can't see any indentations at all on there. Front alloy generally good, just a tiniest little bit of curbing on the outside, but you know, very minor indeed. And then come down the panel look here, so it's all very clean. It's just been washed off this car, we've not even polished it. It's got a very sort of natural sort of luster to the paintwork. Again, rear alloy very good, just tiniest little bit of curbing, which you'd expect on the near side of any vehicle in all honesty. I love this angle of it for the CR-Vs, especially with these the high level spoiler. It just really makes the car look sort of, I don't know, sort of gives it a better presence and stance in all honesty, especially with the alloys and these side steps. But just to come around there, again, all very clean indeed. Around to the off side of the vehicle, as with the near side, can't see any indentations at all in the panels on the side at all. It's very clean, it really is. Offside rear alloy, absolutely unmarked. Then carry on down the paintwork, so it's all very clean. There will be the odd tiny little mark which I can't see through the camera lens, but you know, it said it really is a clean one. The final alloy there again is clean as a whistle. So externally, looking at a car in really lovely condition. So coming to the boot area, as you can see there immediately, we've got the full complement of equipment. So we've got the tonneau cover at the top, middle shelf, which has a habit of going walkabouts and not being with the vehicle, so it's quite good to see. Tonneau cover just flicks back like this. This middle shelf, I always say, I never see any great need for them, but I'm sure someone does, but it's all in lovely order. Worth pointing out that, as I say in all the videos, if you see the shaping there, that's exactly the same as the shaping down and underneath here, which means if you don't want to use middle shelf, rather than it sort of chuck it into a garage and losing it forever and a day, you can just pop it down there and it hardly impacts on boot space at all. But all the plastics, all fabrics in very nice condition. It's, you know, it really is a very clean example, this car. Offside rear door card, absolutely as clean as a whistle. Again, it's not always the case. You quite often find sort of kids in the back do sort of damage to these. Likewise, back of the seats, very clean and tidy. So not really isn't always the case, unfortunately. Well, the carpeted area is really clean and tidy. It's one of the best I've seen inside on any CR-V of any age, in honesty. Leather work, absolutely as clean as a whistle, and as you can see there, you've got absolutely huge amounts of rear legroom. Just to show you underneath here, if you don't already know, you probably do, we've got a bar just there. If you pull up, you can pull the seats forward a good sort of 6 or 7 inches and then increase the boot space as well. Driver's door card, as with the others, in absolutely beautiful condition. Footwell area really is clean as a whistle. And driver's seat looks pretty much as new, in all honesty. It's in wonderful condition there. Just to come across here, that's the front passenger seat. Doesn't really look like it's been sat in very much at all, in all honesty. So really, it's very nice indeed. Just above our heads here, just to quickly show you, obviously you've got this lovely big panoramic roof on the EX models. So I'm sat in the car now, engine's running as it has been all the way through the video. Dashboard, you have to take my word for it, looks like new, in all honesty. It's an amazing condition. Even the kind of little cubby holes have been kept really nicely. Sat nav, as you can see there, working absolutely perfect. I'm just going to close the blinder because it does glare on these. And then just pop it into reverse, and we've got a lovely clear parking camera, all working exactly as it should. Dual zone climate control, all buttons, all switches show you, very important, full locking wheel nut set is here and present with the car, and also the owner's manual pack, the original one is here as well, with both car manual and the sat-nav manual as well. So finally, just under the engine bay, as I always point out, they always sound a lot noisier on the videos than they do when you actually stood here. Really nicely presented engine bay. These engines don't use DPF filters, which is a major plus, and they're also cam chain driven, so there's no cam belt services on them either. What will follow this video will be a road test of this very car. Right then, this is a quick road test video, and this is for Honda CR-V 2.2 EX diesel, registered LJ58GAO. The mileage at the start of the road test, I better say it quick, is 49,999 miles, so it's going to click over to 50 on this road test. The reason we do the road test is very, very simple indeed. We just want customers to see the cars in operation, and if there's any issues with the car, which you should know about, you do get told, because it is hugely frustrating, we know it. If you go and see a car only to find out there's a fundamental problem with the vehicle which you clearly should have been told about, so that's why we do it. And I do tell you, I've done it on many of my previous videos. So right, there are, just clicked 50,000. So start with the engine. Perfect example of a really great engine. Starts absolutely instantly, very smooth, very quiet, all the power's there, pulls very, very sweetly. They're a lovely unit, very economical, but this is a lovely example of one. Looking at the dashboard, pardon me, no warning lights on the dashboard at all relating to the engine or any other part of the car. Temperature gauge running at a third, and the car's been running for some time now, and that is exactly where it wants to be on a Honda car, whether it be a petrol, diesel or otherwise. So engine's absolutely spot on. Clutch on the vehicle, smooth, quiet in operation. Bite point is exactly where it wants to be on a Honda car as well. Clutch then feeds through into the manual gearbox. I've said it a million times before, I rate this as one of the very best gearboxes you're going to find in a car of this type. It's short in throw, it's very precise, it's got a mechanical feel to it, which belies the fact that it's almost certainly got cables running underneath to the gearbox, and certainly compared to a lot of competitors or similar cars, it's a really, really great gearbox to use. 6-speed of course, but the purpose of the video is to pick up on any wear that I can feel through the gear change. There's nothing, it's exactly as it should be. It's very, very easy to use the gears. The quality of the synchromesh is absolutely world class. The Honda do it better than anybody else, but I can't detect any wear in it at all. I really can't. So in terms of sort of powertrain in the vehicle, all in very, very fine order, as you'd expect given such a low mileage on the vehicle. Steering on the car, this is a generation of car which I love because it still uses the hydraulic power steering, old-fashioned, which I really like. It's tracks absolutely, sorry, get on a straight bit of road would be clever to do that, wouldn't it? Tracks absolutely bullet straight. There's no vibrations going back through the steering wheel at all, but it's perfectly matched to the chassis of the vehicle. It's but there's no slop in it at all. It feels absolutely exactly as it should be. Chassis of the car, again, the car rides really comfortably. They're very, very comfortable cars, these. But what I'm looking at for on test drive is when I'm going over bumps, you should be able to hear the bumps quite clearly. But what I don't want to hear is kind of those sort of tapping mechanical noises you sometimes get on used cars, where little sort of drop links around your roll bar links or suspension parts, so just moving with a bit of chatter, and there's nothing on this. It's as tight as a drum. It drives absolutely beautifully, and it's just such a good compromise. It corners relatively flat, so it's very comfortable for passengers, but it doesn't lollop about either. It's not firm, it's not jarring in any way. They've just got a really, really good compromise with it. Brakes on the car, nice solid brake pedal on the vehicle, no vibrations, no pulsing from the brake pedal at all. Again, all very, very good indeed. It's also a quiet car. Again, that would suggest that, you know, sunroof seal, windscreen seals, door seals are all in very good order. You know, there's no kind of wind hiss getting into the vehicle, which shouldn't be there, because you know it'd spoil what's otherwise a very, very quiet car indeed. Looking around inside the vehicle, as I've said on the walk-around video, it's, you know, it's in extraordinary condition. It is a lovely, lovely example. Someone's treated this very gently indeed. Everything was working exactly as it should, you know, from the cockpit area here. Sat-nav's working beautifully. Air conditioning works absolutely spot on. I'll just try the heated seats actually while I'm driving along. But it's the quality of the switchgear, the quality of the actuation of everything you press, which impresses on these cars. It's, you know, they're very, very, very well made vehicles. Just checking the air conditioning, as I said, that's pumping out absolutely ice cold air. So that's all exactly as it should be. So there's good charge in the system. Steering wheel just feels like brand new in my hand. All the switchgear again, all functioning exactly as it should on the steering wheel here. Directly in front of me, classic Honda dashboard, really lovely, simple, easy to use dials. You know, it's very symmetrical. All the pixelation, all the readouts are working exactly as they should. For those who don't know, I mean, you probably do, but just worth explaining, obviously this is a four-wheel drive car, albeit Honda worked out very quickly, and they've been doing this longer than most for this type of vehicle. You know, this is the world's best-selling SUV, so it gives you some idea of just how successful they are with it. But they worked out that most people, when they're driving, will be driving in conditions like this, you know, just normal roads. Doesn't require four-wheel drive to be operating, so why have a permanent four-wheel drive system whirring away, you know, putting extra strain on the mechanicals, you know, drinking more fuel, chewing tyres more quickly, when it doesn't really need to be. So that heated seat's getting too hot now, so I'm going to turn it off. So what they've done, and they've done it for, you know, years and years and years, 20 plus years, it runs in front wheel drive the whole time, which is exactly what you want it to be. It's the most efficient way to run a car. But if you start to lose grip on the front wheels, you know, if you're up a sort of icy road or snowy road, or, you know, school fate with a muddy field, all you feel is the front wheels start to spin, and then suddenly it's just you just grip and go. The rear wheels automatically kick in, no buttons to press, and as soon as it senses you don't need it anymore, it turns itself off. And it's genius in its simplicity. It works brilliantly. It's also, because of its simplicity, unbelievably reliable. We've never touched one, and we have literally sold thousands of CRVs. So, you know, it's a terrific system in every single way. But it's a wonderful car. It really is. It's you know, it's beautifully, beautifully built. You know, it's a car that's what now 9 years old, and you know, it just feels and drives like brand new. You know, no shakes, no shudders, no buzzers from the trim inside. It feels rock solid. I said the point of the video was to pick up on any issues with the car. There are none that I can find whilst driving the vehicle here. If, however, I've missed something on the video, please don't hesitate. Do give us a call. I'll be happy to check out anything you need to know about the car.